Forester fans, my name's Lily Evans, and today I'll be interviewing Coach Cat about the big win against Cornell. Defense has created more turnovers this game. What has caused this to happen?
I mean, it's always been a focus of ours to create the takeaways. I think that this week, we had great pressure on their quarterback throughout the entire game, whether that led to sacks or maybe some missed throws. I think that, we were able to step in front of the ball twice. First drive, Nick Reed just drops under a pass. The guy scrambles around a little bit, throws it. Nick's able to keep his feet in bounds and intercept it. And then later in the game, Javen Aquin just really perfect textbook pass drop. Quarterback thinks he has a window. Javen explodes through, it takes, and then 80 yards later, he's standing in the end zone. So it was a big play, obviously. But I think Coach Butts and our defensive staff does a great job, really enforcing the importance of getting the ball back, and that if they get the ball back early in the play instead of letting them punt, what that does to the field position. And we talk on that all the time about how if you're starting drives in positive territory or flipping the field, it's going to increase your opportunity to score significantly. So, again, we really focus on that and work to get our guys to do that.
What players do you really think stood out this game?
Oh, there's a number. I mean, obviously, Trevor Lance scoring 3 touchdowns in 2 different ways, and Trey Stewart being on the other end of some of those with the throws. I thought offensively they really stood out. Vinny Colasaco as an offensive lineman had a great game as well. Probably one of the highest grading offensive line games we've had in the last 3 years. Just really put a good game together. Defensively, Alex Bendler, again, just keep putting pressure on the quarterback with 2 sacks on Saturday. And then in the secondary, I thought there was a lot of really good communication going back and forth amongst all of our guys. We had a couple of guys have to fill in for injured guys on Saturday, and so those guys obviously stood out to me as well and had a chance to put some things on tape for us to evaluate. And I thought that was a pretty good day by them. Langston Matoya was the other guy who really had a great game, a lot of first down catches for us and playing really physical. So those are guys that definitely stood out to me.
Overall, more touchdowns have been scored than given. What do you think has caused this?
Yeah, I think that's one of the cool stats. It was actually on the D3 football podcast today that we've scored more points defensively than we've given up, and I think that's just a sign of a great defense. They are they get mad when they give up yards, much less give up points. And I think that when you have that mentality, it helps really feed into that hunger and desire to be to execute, be excellent on every single play. And there's a lot of accountability there, and I think that that's important as well. I think that the other thing that I see is, when we do have a chance to make a takeaway and get the ball from the offense, we're not satisfied with just diving on the pile. We do all the things we practice. We're trying to, press the ball off the ground on a return and get yards, or, on the interception, get the yards and, block the appropriate people, block the near receiver, block the quarterback, do the things that are taught to create better opportunities for returns. And I think that as long as you're doing those things with intent, it's going to help you really strive. And I think that our guys have done a nice job in creating big momentum plays with those interceptions for touchdowns, but also, forcing fumbles and blocking extra points and blocking field goals and doing some of the other things that they've been doing that I think really help us, succeed.
Offense has been really balanced between rushing and passing. What caused this?
It's a goal. We really, I'm the one calling the play, so I get to decide if we're going to run or pass. But I really think that one of the things that's been beneficial is that, we have a senior quarterback, and Trey really understands when we're in our RPOs and when it's a better time to run, when it's a better time to pass. And when he makes those right decisions, he knows that that's going to open up the opportunity for him to throw the ball deeper. And so, I think in his first year here, it was be greedy as a quarterback and try to throw the ball more whenever I can, because Coach Cat doesn't call enough pass plays. And I think that now he knows he'll get those throwing opportunities if we're playing a good game. I think that on Saturday it was very intentional as well, because we really need to get our running backs going. The game against IC, we did not have a lot of success running the football, and it was very intentional throughout the course of the week of practice that we get back to that identity. We had, I think, 4 different guys with over 5 carries in the game on Saturday, and you saw Taylor Goodwin as a freshman pop off an 80-yard rushing game on like 6 or 7 carries. He averaged 9 yards a carry. But then you also got big plays from Melchon, and you got a touchdown scoring run from Josiah Kidd, and you got Wilson Buckley getting 7 or 8 carries. I think he actually the most carries out of everybody on the team on Saturday. So the ability to spread that out, get our offensive line back in the run game going, and it's definitely intentional. But you can only be intentional if it's having success, and our guys were producing on Saturday, so that made it easier to be balanced.
So you have a bye week this week. So what are you really focusing on going into the next game?
Getting healthy. I think that's one thing with missing 4 starters on Saturday and having a lot of guys that were beat up coming out of camp. You always celebrate. This is actually the midpoint of our season if you take the preseason and add the first couple of games. And so really I think a lot of our guys just have some nicks and bruises that, if we can give them some time to heal, get a lot of treatment, get in with our strength coach and work through some things, I think this can be a really good week to serve as a foundation for the rest of the season and that final stretch run. Yes, we have some offensive, defensive things we want to work on. Yes, we have some special teams we need to work on. But I really do believe this is going to be about getting healthy and getting prepped for that stretch run down for the last couple of games so that we can, put ourselves in position to be champions again.
All right, that's all I have for today. Thank you, Coach Cat.
Thanks for having me.